Welcome to our in-depth exploration of Operation Dudula, a controversial movement that has captured South Africa's attention in recent years. Today, we'll delve into the rise and fall of this organization, examining its origins, impact, and ultimate decline. Operation Dudula emerged in 2021 as a grassroots movement in Soweto, Johannesburg. Its name, derived from the Zulu word meaning to push back or force out, encapsulates its core mission: to combat illegal immigration and what its supporters perceive as the negative influence of foreign nationals on South African society. The movement gained traction rapidly, fueled by widespread frustration over high unemployment rates, crime, and economic hardship. Many South Africans, particularly in working-class communities, rallied behind Operation Dudula's message, viewing it as a solution to their daily struggles. At its peak, Operation Dudula organized large-scale marches and protests across major cities. These demonstrations often targeted areas with high concentrations of foreign-owned businesses, accusing them of taking jobs away from South African citizens. The movement's leader, Nalandla Lux Dlamini, became a polarizing figure, praised by supporters as a champion of the people and criticized by opponents as a dangerous xenophobe. The organization's methods were controversial from the start. Members would conduct inspections of businesses, demanding to see work permits and threatening those they suspected of being in the country illegally. These actions led to numerous confrontations and, in some cases, violence. As Operation Dudula grew, it began to face significant challenges. Human rights organizations and civil society groups strongly condemned its tactics, labeling them as xenophobic and unconstitutional. The South African government, while initially slow to respond, eventually took a firmer stance against the movement's activities. Legal troubles soon followed. Several Operation Dudula leaders, including Dlamini, faced arrests and legal charges related to their actions. These legal battles began to drain the movement's resources and credibility. Public opinion also started to shift. While many South Africans sympathized with the underlying issues Operation Dudula claimed to address, the movement's aggressive approach and the violence associated with some of its actions led to a decline in popular support. International pressure played a role in the movement's downfall as well. South Africa's reputation as a diverse, inclusive democracy was being tarnished by Operation Dudula's activities. This led to diplomatic tensions with other African nations and concerns from international investors. The government's response to Operation Dudula evolved over time. Initially cautious, authorities began to take more decisive action against the movement's illegal activities. Increased police presence at demonstrations and stricter enforcement of laws against vigilantism made it harder for the organization to operate as Operation Dudula's influence waned. Internal divisions began to surface. Disagreements over strategy, leadership, and the movement's future direction led to splinter groups and a loss of cohesion. Some members advocated for a more moderate approach, while others pushed for even more radical actions. The COVID-19 pandemic also had an impact on Operation Dudula's activities. Lockdowns and restrictions on public gatherings made it difficult for the movement to organize large-scale events, which had been crucial to its growth and visibility. Media coverage of Operation Dudula shifted as well. Initially sensationalized reports gave way to more critical analysis of the movement's claims and methods. Journalists began to highlight the complex realities of immigration and its impact on South African society, challenging some of the simplistic narratives put forward by Operation Dudula. As public support dwindled and legal challenges mounted, Operation Dudula found itself struggling to maintain relevance. The movement that once commanded headlines and sparked fierce debates across the nation began to fade from public consciousness. However, the issues that gave rise to Operation Dudula remain. High unemployment, economic inequality, and concerns about crime continued to be pressing problems in South Africa. The movement's decline has left a void in the public discourse around these issues, with various groups and politicians vying to fill it. The rise and fall of Operation Dudula serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of xenophobia and the complex interplay between economic hardship and social tensions. It highlights the need for nuanced, compassionate approaches to addressing the legitimate concerns of citizens while upholding the rights and dignity of all people, regardless of their national origin. As South Africa moves forward, the lessons learned from the Operation Dudula phenomenon will likely influence future discussions on immigration, economic policy, and social cohesion. The challenge now is to find constructive ways to address the underlying issues without resorting to divisive rhetoric or discriminatory practices. In conclusion, Operation Dudula's trajectory from a powerful grassroots movement to a diminished force in South African politics illustrates the volatile nature of populist movements. It reminds us of the importance of addressing societal grievances through legal, inclusive means that respect the rights of all individuals. As we reflect on this chapter in South Africa's recent history, it's clear that the path forward requires open dialogue, empathy, and a commitment to building a society that offers opportunities and security for all its residents. The fall of Operation Dudula may mark the end of one movement, but the conversation about South Africa's future continues, hopefully with greater wisdom and a more inclusive vision for the nation.